So here we are then with the penultimate episode of Season 1 of our F1 2021 Immersive Driver Career Mode with Alpine. Potentially our final 2 races with the team. And today we've got the Australian Grand Prix, which feels bizarre this late in the season, but exciting to do something different as well. We've got the Australian Grand Prix and the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix as well. We'll see how we get on in those. We're still fighting for 11th in the championship, hopefully a top 10 if possible. But looking at the R&D, we have made a little bit of progress this weekend. Doesn't look like we are going to hit those heights of heading to McLaren. We have lots and lots of failed parts, unfortunately, and we just haven't gone back and done them. But of course, that's the luck of the draw with this immersive driver career, because it's all automated. You know, I'm not in control of whether the team are actually doing anything about the failed parts or whether they're just going to be left in the lurch. So it is really, really interesting. I've thoroughly enjoyed this season, and let's see how we get on in qualifying. It looks like it's going to be a wet one, so fingers crossed we can get a good qualifying position. Well, here we come then. I don't think it's going to be a fantastic lap, but we come up to the line, and it's going to be a 1:21.1, which is just slower than Fernando Alonso. But still a little bit of time to be had there. Unfortunately, not on this lap because we went too wide there. And, well, look at that. That was Stroll behind. We get a 5-place grid penalty. I think that's a little bit harsh. Let's have a little look on this again. But that definitely feels a little bit harsh. Yeah, you know, tried to get well out of the way. He just went into the back of us. Let's have a little look at it from his point of view. We can't... Yeah, we unfortunately can't see... That's Vettel, so... Where's Stroll? Is that Stroll? No. There, this is Stroll. So if we're on board with him... Let's see. Yeah. Racing incident for me, but we've been given a 5-place grid penalty. So that is going to be incredibly annoying. But on the positive, Lance Stroll is out, I suppose. So we will be ahead of him at the end of the session. Well, coming up to the line much quicker this time as we come through in P13, so that's not too bad. We went out on a used set of soft tyres, but remember, anywhere that we qualified today, we're going to have to take 5 places off it because we've been given that 5-place grid penalty. Very, very harsh, I think. But let's see how we get on in Q2. Well, come up to the line at the start of Q2, and it's a 1:20.2 this time, which is just 10 slower than Fernando Alonso managed, I think, in the last session. So, you know, that's not a bad gauntlet to lay down. Does look like it's started to rain, so I wonder how much performance is going to be left in this track. Is that going to be a lot?
For fuel now. The tank is empty.
Don't think we've got too much more in the tank, if I'm honest with you. Certainly not fuel-wise for this lap, but in terms of tenths of a second as well, I'm not entirely sure, but you can see we're virtually matching our previous lap, and yeah, just managed to cut that a little bit. We'll let Leclerc past. Didn't seem to be taking the opportunity, but there you go. Yes, we are out of fuel now, and you can see it clearly has started raining, but is it going to have had enough of an effect? just yet. I'm not entirely sure that is going to be the case, but we come into the pits then. Do speed a little bit, but only get a warning for that. Luckily not another 5-place grid penalty, but we're currently in 8th at the moment, and looking good. Well, the rain did come down towards the end of the session, so we only qualified 12th. Remember, you've got to add 5 places to that, so we're going to be starting 17th. I mean, to be fair, we might as well take another engine and hope for another Brazil here, but let's see what is in store for the race.
The crowd are here and here in force for what is going to be a fantastic day of racing. Welcome to the Australian Grand Prix. The Melbourne circuit is certainly one that needs to be taken seriously. Its combination of slippery surfaces and difficult corners make it a tricky track when it comes to overtakes. Drivers find it hard to pass and will need to take full advantage of those DRS zones if they want to have any hope of breaking through. It's just about time to go to the track for the beginning of the race, but before we do, Anthony Davidson, what types of strategy do you think we can expect for today's event?
Well, there's a lot that both the driver and the team have to keep in mind when going into a race. The tyres, fuel, energy recovery systems, the list goes on and on. But I think the key to today's victory will come down to the pit stop strategy. Come in too soon and you might find yourself needing more than one stop. Too late and you're putting yourself at a disadvantage by spending longer on worn tyres.
Before we begin, let's take a quick look at the grid lineup for today's race. Good job yesterday from Valterri Bottas. The Finn starts from pole position, and it's Charles Leclerc in P2. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Perez, Sainz, Max Verstappen, and Gasly, Ricciardo. They've taken a grid penalty. Hamilton, Vettel, and Fernando Alonso. Mick Schumacher, Norris. They'll be starting further back after an earlier grid penalty. The captain, and Tsunoda. Stroll, Giovinazzi, Kimi Raikkonen, and George Russell. They've taken a grid penalty. Mazepin and Nicholas Latifi. That's it then, it's time to go racing as we head to trackside for today's race.
So here we are then, down on the grid. And I think similar to last time, we will be going for a sort of soft medium strategy. I don't see any reason to go against that. We just got to hope for the best, really, at this Grand Prix, and hopefully we can pull it off. I mean, you can see how many people have taken a grid penalty, and Stroll all the way up in 13th. And just a pity, really, that...
Okay, go through all the gears if you can. We need to make sure the engagement is
okay
before the start. We're going to want to put some temperature into the tyres and brakes. We need to keep the engine cool though, so don't go too high with the revs.
So I am hoping that we'll be okay. We'll work it out and get off to a good start, and as usual, give it our everything when we go into these Grand Prix and try and salvage something from it. Stuff can always happen here in Australia. Here we go then. Lights out, away we go here in Australia. Decent start off the line, going into overtake mode in 3rd gear. We throw our weight down the inside and manage to make it through. A fair few drivers on the first corner. That was almost F1 2010 style overtaking. But that was a nice little break into turn 4 and up to 15th. Couldn't have asked for more, really. We go down round the outside of Lando Norris, and that was a great move in the end, but a little bit wide there. Now Norris having a look at us, but we managed to hold him off just about there. Well, through on Mick Schumacher, managed to watch what was happening ahead and
you made it look easy.
take advantage of a slight little mishap there. Well, that's Pierre Gasly out of the session.
You can use it when within 1 second of the car ahead and in the DRS zone.
I don't think there's going to be a safety car for it, which is probably just as well, because it's a little bit early to be switching
the gap on the car behind
strategy.
by 0.5 per lap.
Well, look at this. We managed to get past Yuki Tsunoda. Look at Stroll. He goes defensive, but we managed to go down the inside. That was a good move. That was very, very close to our second bit of contact through this part of the track with Lance Stroll. But we managed to get ourselves through, and now we've got some clear air, and hopefully we can push on and get closer to Sebastian Vettel.
A new strategy is available on the MFD. Check your MFD for a new strategy option.
I mean, what on earth just happened there? Let's have a little look at this on the replay. That was quite ridiculous. Lance Stroll again, for the second time this weekend, causes an incident. We're just left in the middle of the park, and I'm just in complete disbelief about that. That was absolutely ridiculous. You can see from on board, we're just taking our normal line. Lance Stroll trying to go for a line that isn't there, takes us out. We go into Lando Norris, and that is a huge incident. And now we don't have a front wing, and well,
understood, copy that.
We are going to have to come into the pits. The safety car has been deployed. Let's get the hard tyre on, but that is really quite unbelievable. So Norris, whoa, and Stroll are both out. We're coming into the pits, and well, that is a huge incident. It really is, and that has probably destroyed our race. I don't see us getting any more.
Go now.
Points this race. I don't see how that's going to happen, but well, we will try and get to the end.
Pit strategy complete. See these tyres through to the end now.
Well, safety car in this lap, and yeah, thinking about it, that's our first big on-track incident this year. Of course, we had the one with Raikkonen in Canada, but we've been very lucky not to be idiot magnets. And we're very lucky not to be out of the race, to be honest with you. I'm surprised there's not more damage. We've got no side pod damage, anything like that, which, yeah, we're very, very lucky that that is indeed the case. But here we are, we're underway once again here in Australia. It's going to be a very much a survive to the end sort of mentality for me, and hope that we get some points. But cars side by side going into the first corner, and that is Kimi Raikkonen a couple of places ahead. Max Verstappen is going to be the next one to have a little look at him. He has a little dummy going into turn 4, but sorry, turn 3, but no such luck for Max Verstappen this time. But yeah, gutted about that, because we were running well. We just got past Lance Stroll and he had the DRS, and I've found that with the AI this year, they do tend to go for some really aggressive lines when they're battling the player, but when they're battling the AI, they're as clean as a whistle. Well, speaking of which, Max Verstappen is going side by side with Raikkonen into the touch point. Oh my word, Raikkonen goes wide. I thought there was going to be another collision there, but no such thing. We're just spectators at the moment. Raikkonen is on the inside here. Oh, it's so close. Raikkonen's still having a go at Max Verstappen. We've got to focus on our own race here. My eyes are glued to the back of that Alfa Romeo, and we actually go a little bit wide there. Oh, I'm going to flashback that. We've had enough misfortune today. We can watch this battle again. and hope that there would actually be a collision this time, but no, we got to settle down now in the rest of this race. Well, Kimi Räikkönen goes defensive. We have got a little bit more straight line speed.
DRS is now enabled.
And we go down the inside and we are through. That was a nice little move there against Kimi. And we are through very nicely, thank you. And, well, George Russell next. Well, chance on George Russell now in the same place that we had the incident with Stroll. But you see what happens when two racers on the same wavelength. You have some
Fernando's in the pits.
nice racing, and we are through on George Russell. And some folks are coming into the pits now for their first pit stop. Remember, we're hoping to go the rest of the race without pitting, so we'll see if we can hang on. But just behind Mazepin now in 10th position. Can we overtake him before we get held up in this middle sector? I don't think so. Well, nice late move on Nikita Mazepin. And he has gone into the pits, but we're still out there. A little bit of DRS to help us on our way as well. We're now up to 8th position, and remember, we don't have to pit anymore, so this is now just a case of looking after these tyres, making sure that our pace is consistent now.
Okay,
well, what a shame.
Bottas. They've got a serious car issue. It looks like they're retiring.
Valtteri Bottas is out just as we're catching up to Antonio Giovinazzi. We are currently in 4th position. This would take us up into the lead of the Grand Prix. Giovinazzi, oh, that was close, but we are through. We are through. We have caught over the last few laps Giovinazzi, so we are quicker than him. And now we are leading the Grand Prix. I don't know what's happened to Hamilton and why he's all of a sudden dropping positions, because he was behind Bottas, so no idea what's happened to him. But Lewis Hamilton, if he finishes well today, he could become world champion, because Bottas has had another unfortunate retirement. Well, that is crazy. But we are currently leading this Grand Prix, and we don't need to pit again. Esteban Ocon feels anyone? Well, Perez had a little look around the outside there, but couldn't make the move stick, and now him and Sainz are embroiled in a battle. So that gives us another lap or so until they're on the back of us, which is good. Hamilton and Verstappen are closing in though on this battle, particularly Hamilton, and he is going to be very, very tough to keep behind. We're still battling away out there. Well, there we go, Perez having a look around the outside again. We hold the inside line once again, managed to hold it. We left him room, he backed out of it. And we're still in 1st position. We're trying not to battle too hard because we want these tyres to last to the end of the race. They should do at this point. But with 8 laps to go, we are still in the lead of the Australian Grand Prix. Well, here we go again. There goes Perez. And once again, we managed to hold him off. Sainz having a look at Perez now. I think Sainz is the person into 2nd place. You can see Hamilton is also in the mix, and Verstappen only 9 seconds behind this battle. We're trying desperately not to lose too much time here, but we are still in the lead. 7 laps to go here. Well, here comes Sainz this time. But once again, we managed to defend. It seems to be that corner that is our Achilles heel in terms of the AI being able to have a go at us, but we have managed to come up with a system where we can defend it. It's now going to be 6 laps to go, and we are still in the lead of this Australian Grand Prix. This is quite unbelievable. Hamilton and Perez have dropped off a little bit. They'll be back, don't worry about that, but they're also having a little battle. Max Verstappen, meanwhile, within 6 seconds of this battle. Well, this has surely got to be the chance for Carlos Sainz. He does go past. But once again, we managed to hold the position. But there it goes, he's through. Sainz is through, but we are going to have DRS on the next straight. This is absolute craziness. There's 4 laps to go after this. We're going to have DRS. This has got to be taken, this opportunity. Here we go. We're closing up on Carlos Sainz. And we have to back out of it. Oh, it looks like Hamilton's had an incident.
Clear.
We get warned for that.
Okay, slow down, slow down. Your delta is negative, which means you are too fast.
Is it a safety car? It is. It is. Alonso's out. What has happened here? What has happened here? Is Hamilton out? Yes, Hamilton is out. Look at this. We have just helped Bottas stay in the championship. Unbelievable. And then what happens to Fernando? This is what I want to know. He comes through, and what's he doing? What is Fernando doing? That is unbelievable. We're going to have to get a thumbnail of this as an image in the wall. Well, well, well. Can you believe it? Safety car once again.
Okay, let's get ready to go racing again. The safety car is in this lap. When the field accelerates, remember, there is no overtaking until the green flags. Safety car in this lap.
Well, safety car is in this lap. I think we've got to try and stay side by side with Carlos Sainz and absolutely floor it when we get
Give that position
the opportunity.
Back. We are under safety car conditions and cannot overtake. Return the position.
Well, we're underway once again here in Australia. Unfortunately, we have been given a 5-second penalty. I'm really not sure what that's for, but I am gutted. I'm truly gutted. I have no idea what we were given that for. I was side by side with Sainz as we resumed racing. Potentially, we were just a millimetre ahead when racing got underway. But, yeah, we've been given that 5-second penalty and another harsh penalty this weekend after our 5-place grid penalty. It has been a bit of a disaster in terms of that. I don't see how we're going to finish 5 seconds ahead of most of the point scorers here. So we're going to be booted out of the points. Because here we are onto the last lap of this Grand Prix.
This is your final lap of the race.
And this is just devastating. It really is. After leading the way, looking like we were going to win this Grand Prix, we have just been BS'd by the FIA and the stewards here. Because I have no idea what that 5 seconds was for. It didn't even pop up on the screen. I was just commentating over it. And, well, as soon as we got underway, I had a look up into the top left, and that was there, and yeah. I'm not releasing that, otherwise it may not be a family-friendly YouTube channel anymore. But Verstappen there, passing us on past Karen, really. I'm tempted to boot Daniel Ricciardo off the track. Where are the 5 seconds going to leave us? We go slightly wide there, and Daniel Ricciardo now hits our front wing. This has just turned into an absolute disaster. But Carlos Sainz wins his first race for Ferrari. Well done to him. We come up to the line. We finish third on the track, but we end up in P13. I am furious about that. I cannot believe it.
Ferrari have really pulled it out of the bag today. It's a great win. Anthony Davidson, how do you think they were able to set themselves apart today?
Taking care of the car was absolutely vital today. It's been obvious all weekend that the pace was there, but look at the attrition rate we've had. They would have been very concerned about any minor anomaly towards the latter stages of this Grand Prix.
Ferrari are at it again, an excellent performance at today's Grand Prix, and they're certainly a team that know what they're doing out there.
Well, absolutely
so then,
gutted.
It's time to see how this result affects the Drivers' Championship. So, Anthony Davidson, who would you rank as your driver of the day?
Nicholas Latifi gets my vote today.
Nothing can challenge the leaders of the Constructors' Championship at this point, but it's another clear win for Mercedes as they managed to secure the Constructors' title. An incredible performance for the whole team. It was also a strong Grand Prix from Haas F1 this weekend. Fantastic work from the American team to move themselves further up the table. I'm equal parts exhausted and elated with this weekend of Formula One. Be sure to join us for the next one.
I'm baffled. I am absolutely baffled. Where was that severe collision with Carlos Sainz? Where was it? I am furious. I am absolutely furious at that. That there was no severe collision with Carlos Sainz because we were in safety car conditions. I was running side by side with him. It wasn't a severe collision. Oh my god, I am furious. I'm fuming about that. Oh. Wow. I mean, had it not been for that last safety car, I think genuinely we would have finished second in that race. And that is incredibly sad. We were looking so strong. But yeah, we finish 13th in the end, and that is just devastating, considering where we should have finished in this Grand Prix. And I'm being genuine to you guys, that there was no collision with Carlos Sainz. You know, there's some collisions that I've been warned with, but a severe collision with Sainz, you know, I mean, bar a little bit of wheels brushing or something like that, but then that wouldn't be a severe collision. A severe collision is you T-boning them, or, you know, causing them to retire from the Grand Prix. I'm just fuming about that, but we finish outside of the points, and that is such a shame because we had a great opportunity of a podium today. Both Mercedes cars, Lando Norris, Lance Stroll all out. I mean, we were at the centre of a lot of trouble today. Maybe it was a bit of karma at the end that the incident that we were involved in at the start, you know, almost got us a race victory. But yeah, I'm gutted. I'm gutted to say the least about that. But we've got one more race to make it up, and I will be leaving Alpine at the end of the season, hoping to join Ferrari, to be honest with you. But with the performance of Carlos Sainz today, I very much doubt they're going to be in the market for a new driver. But look at that. I mean, Noah's Ark on the drivers' standings. And, well, Mick Schumacher had to ruin it today because he got 9th place and 2 points. But, wow. What a shame. What a shame. But if you've enjoyed it, certainly was an action-packed episode. Leave it a big thumbs up down below. Subscribe for more F1 content. And I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Thanks for watching and goodbye.